What's good, Yerky Boys listeners? You're about to enjoy a special bonus episode from our exclusive Patreon page. Not so exclusive anymore. Think about all those suckers who paid for this, and now you're getting it for free. But here's a little secret. You can get even more episodes just like this one if you pay us. Yeah, this is just a taste while we're on vacation for the holidays, but we'll be back next week with a brand new episode continuing our coverage of every single Animorphs book in chronologically released order, of course, as you know and love and you've come to expect from us. But this is a little episode from our recently launched Patreon from a couple of weeks back, in which we take some Animorphs quizzes online. I won't belabor it because we'll get into it all in the episode. If you're already a patron, then you heard this episode before, but you'll get another brand new one coming up in a couple of days. That's at patreon.com/theyerkyboys. All right, I'll get out of your hair now. You can listen to this and enjoy it or skip it and get mad because we're self-promoting and just wait for the next regular episode. It's up to you.
Hello and welcome to the Yerky Boys Chronicles. Something about Kandrona shining, or maybe Patreon dollars shining and strengthening us.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out an intro to this.
Well, I think that was good.
Okay, good. I'm Will.
I'm Jonathan. Shit. I can hear both of our subscribers unsubscribing right now.
Oh yeah, and just wait till you tell them what you have planned for today, because it's definitely what I would call high quality content.
It is. This is good. This is high quality content.
This was not my plan.
Listen, before we get into that, I also just want to say,
yeah,
that I also. So we're also not really sure what we're gonna do for the intro music and stuff on this show.
Didn't we already do an episode?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna tell you.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, what I did for the intro, I used another clip from the Animorphs video game soundtrack called "The Streets," which has kind of a jazzy feel to it. It's kind of like boom, 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 and you can hear like police sirens in the background. It's sort of weird. I don't know that it fully works. Okay, to be honest with you, for the outro, I used an instrumental, the credits from the Animorphs TV show. So no lyrics, but it's the theme song from the Animorphs TV show without the lyrics, which maybe kind of works. I don't know. I kind of played with the theme song from the show also with the words in it, but it was too messy. I didn't really know how to cut it in. I just don't know. It just doesn't feel as, I'm so used to our main intro, and I'm worried that this one's not as strong.
Yeah, I mean,
and you didn't hear any of
this.
This
is hardly what I would call strong. Yeah, no, I mean,
I didn't run this by you at all.
When we first started this podcast, you spent forever hemming and hawing about what the intro should be, and I was like, I don't know if I have opinions. But then you showed it to me, and I was like, oh, I want to tweak it, and we spent forever on it. Too much time, honestly. So this time, I guess you just ran with it, and.
Well, because we only decided, like, there's a Patreon now. We did an episode. Yeah. There wasn't exactly time for hemming and hawing. We're up and running.
That's true.
You're making it. Everyone listening now is like, wait a minute. They spent a long time tweaking the intro. It just plays a song and then fades out. What the fuck were they tweaking?
I mean, nobody's gonna have any idea what the hell happened there. It was a lot of that was me. A lot of that was my own weird neuroticism.
Yeah, which we're all well used to at this point. Listen, that was a fake laugh. That wasn't real.
Excuse you?
I don't believe that for a second. Last week we discussed The Faculty, and there's going to be a lot more of that in future episodes where we talk about a movie or a TV show. We're planning on a lot of that kind of thing for going forward. But sometimes we're gonna talk about the Animorphs themselves. We're gonna do some sort of spin-off subjects because everyone who's involved in this process is still an Animorphs fan, a Fanimorph, as I like to personally call them. I sort of coined that term. Okay, and this week I thought this would be fun. This is an idea I've had for a long time.
It is an idea he's had for a long time.
Well, before we had a Patreon, I thought this might be an episode towards the end of our run.
Yeah,
as like a little fun thing.
Yeah, like another one of the we need a filler episode, so let's do some fanfic stuff or something.
Yeah, or just like we're done with all the as one of our concluding episodes or something. I don't know. But it's going here now, and it's online internet quizzes. Now, this is another. Listen. Would you let me speak?
No.
Here's another thing.
No, we're not. No, it's time to do the quizzes now.
We love the 90s when these books came out, and what's a bigger? I mean, okay, maybe this is slightly more early 2000s, but. I conflate the two periods in my head, but I feel. Well, I mean, Animorphs went into when's the last Animorph book? 2000, 2001? When did it end?
I believe it was 2001, but it was before 9/11.
Right. Okay. So I think a hallmark of this period of time is the online personality quiz. I mean, we were just getting into. I don't think BuzzFeed was around, but there was certainly the fan sites and find out which Dragon Ball you are, which of the 7.
Right.
Which was
this does feel like more of a 2004 thing.
Yeah.
Although these kinds of things have existed long before the internet too. Like these were in magazines since I don't even know. Gotta be the 80s or earlier.
True. Or the little pieces of paper that you fold up and you move them in and out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
What are those called?
I have no clue. That thing you did on the playground.
I always wanted to. I never learned how to make one of those, but I always thought they were. Anytime some kid would have one, I'd be like, "Holy shit, this thing's so fun. Who knows where it's gonna lead?" That's how bored we were in the fucking 90s. We didn't have smartphones, so it's like, oh my, you're either drawing an S, or you're like, please,
hell yeah,
fold some paper at me.
Do kids still have the S lore? Do the kids still know about the 3 lines to make the S?
I think they do. I think that's been handed down from generation to generation.
Oh yeah, no, that predates us. I seem to recall at one point I watched some video or something on the origins of the S because it's not clear where the hell it came from. I don't remember anything about that though. I was just because I figured maybe kids today, maybe all they do is go on their phone, eat hot chip and lie, so they don't know anything about drawing on a physical sheet of paper.
Yeah, I think you're right, but there's always going to be the weird artsy kid drawing S's.
Oh yeah, the artsy kids are the ones drawing S's.
Yeah. Well, they're old school. They're hipsters because they have physical pen and paper.
That makes sense.
Or maybe they're doing it on their tablets. I don't know.
It's a good thing we don't actually talk to any Zoomers here because none of them have any idea what you meant by that flip paper thing.
Hold on,
nobody.
I have one of our new recurring characters is here. Tim Zoomer.
Oh, hello, Tim Zoomer.
Sup, dog. Oh no,
that is not a Zoomer. No Zoomer. Maybe he's making fun of us. Maybe that's why he said that.
Yeah, what are you all doing? The millennial pause and shit? No cap. That is cringe AF. It's me, Tim Zoomer. I'm here to answer any questions you got about Zoomers. Go. Come on, you're wasting my time. I could be watching 50 TikToks. Tim. I could have just watched 50 TikToks.
Tim, have you ever used a physical sheet of paper to write anything down?
Dude.
In your life?
You are so cringe right now. Me right now, what you just said, me, POV, me, skull emoji. All right, I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's time for Tim Zoomer to get the hell out of here.
He has TikToks to watch, but people are gonna love that guy.
Yeah, he's gonna show up. Just wait till he'll be in every Patreon episode, and then he'll show up for book 37, and everyone who's not subscribed, they're not gonna know who the hell Tim Zoomer is.
No, they're gonna be missing out.
This is the value you're getting.
That's right. It's like trying to go watch the Marvels without having seen Ms. Marvel. You're gonna be fucked. You're completely fucked in that case.
God, if you're still listening to this, what is wrong with you?
Well, they paid for it. They got to get their money's worth out of this. Now so the online quizzes, you ever take one of these? You ever take these personality quizzes? Now, we're not talking about a trivia quiz. We're talking about
Right.
We're talking about which Hogwarts house are you in, kind of a quiz.
Right.
We're talking about which Power Ranger
no Stump the Buff.
are you? No. That's gonna be, maybe that will be another episode, I think.
That might be. There might be a Stump the Buff up, but that can't come till end of series.
Right, correct. I don't. Any thoughts in general about anybody? You like these quizzes? You like taking these quizzes? Here's the problem with these quizzes, from my perspective, is that 9 out of 10 times when you're taking these quizzes, if you have any familiarity with the property in question, it's very obvious what they're asking you and what the answers will lead to. Like, you're taking a Ninja Turtles quiz and it's like, you're eating some pizza and you have some free time. Do you A, get really mad about it? B, party a bunch? It's like, okay, I think I see. And then I'm no longer like, what I want is to be fooled. And I'm sorry to bring up Harry Potter.
This is the second time in like 2 minutes.
It's more like 30 seconds, but I do think so. I think it's called Wizarding World or something now, but it was called Pottermore back in the day, and they had the house sorting quiz on there. They still have it, and I actually always thought that was one of the best examples of an online quiz because the questions are not obvious at all. They're very whimsical and kind of hidden behind riddles and metaphors, and that's what I want. I want a quiz to fool me. I don't want it because otherwise I feel like I'm just deciding which character do I want to be.
Yeah, I feel like that is, for some people, that is the appeal. For some people, they go into this saying, like, I want to be Marco, and so, like, they're really upset if they're not Marco, so they get to pretend like they got told they were Marco, even though they made every decision themselves. I do agree with you, that's often a problem, but I also, occasionally, you'll see the opposite problem, where people will try to disguise questions, but they're not clever enough, so it just feels arbitrary, where it'll be like, what's your favorite flower? Oh, mine's a tulip. Okay, that makes you Cassie. It doesn't have anything to do with anything here.
Because it kind of looks like... Never mind.
I was just thinking they have some idea in their head, but it's like, it's so specific and arbitrary that it doesn't mean anything to anybody reading the quiz.
It's like some astrology shit. I mean,
it doesn't feel like you actually got.
Sometimes I mix up astrology and astronomy. I'm like, which one is the real one again? All right. So I've gathered together. I went out into the internet, and we could find more maybe if we need to fill time. But I found a few Animorphs quizzes. So I thought we will take them, and I guess the best thing is for us to each take our own because we'll probably have different answers. Now, sometimes, now here's the problem: is sometimes I don't know if these do it. Sometimes these quizzes will randomize the order of the questions, which will make it hard for our content. But I think what we do is we both open it up and we go through them together, give our answers, and then we see where we end up. Now, we've said previously on the podcast that we're both a little Marco-ish and you're maybe a little Tobias.
Yeah, I feel that.
And so it will be interesting to see if these if our results align with that or not. This is
I think that'll only matter if. I guess I'll do my best to answer honestly as best I can, even if all of the answers are like none of these are me because they're too specific to the character.
right. Yeah.
If
Do
they're
your
like,
best.
what's your biggest concern? Oh, is my mom still alive or whatever fucking shit? Because there's going to be some question like that.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. I don't know what era these quizzes are from. Maybe there's a date when I haven't clicked on them yet after I found them the first time. Also, we'll put links to these in the description. So if you want to take them along with us at home, you can do it too. So let's start with the BuzzFeed one, right? BuzzFeed, the classic Quizmeister.
Yeah, I think BuzzFeed is a good place to start here.
I know this was posted on December 2021, so this is a fairly new one.
Yeah, and this actually has more than you might expect. I'm looking at the characters you could be here. Jake, Rachel, Cassie, Tobias, Marco, Axe, Visser 3, or The Elemist. Oh, I hope there aren't Elemist Chronicle spoilers in here.
Part of me,
I doubt it.
Part of me did think, oh, should I only have you read these? Because what if there's spoilers in the quiz questions? But I think we'll be safe.
I'm kind of scrolling down this quiz, and I get the feeling already that these questions are all going to be unbelievably obvious.
Well, we're going to figure.
And also probably not going to have any spoilers.
Okay. I do like that they expanded it out to Visser 3 and The Elemist. That's somewhat deep lore.
Yeah, like what's going on with The Elemist here? Like I don't.
Where's Juan and Terry?
If these were specific, that's a good question. We should make our own quiz.
That's what this episode should have been. Maybe that's what it'll become.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll go on one of these. Which Animorphs character are you? And we'll have Juan and Terry. What the hell were the
Pete and Dominic, their dads?
Pete and Dominic, their dads. Yeah, of course.
Canonically, their dads.
Right. No, that's canon.
We'll have Eric King, of course.
I guess. What? That one almost seems too normal. Oh, it's like Marion Chi or something like that. Or Chi Lan or something.
Okay, I don't know Chi Lan.
I don't remember. It was a character from the first book.
Obviously,
with the Chi in it.
Dak Hami and Toby.
No. Again, you're doing characters. If you're doing Juan and Terry, you can't pick characters people know. We're going with Jaggle.
I'm just trying. I think you want every possible character. See,
okay.
Maybe that's too many. Maybe you got to limit it at some point. I don't know.
I mean, listen, I would be okay with like which secondary character are you, and it is just a list of characters you would expect people to know, but it wouldn't be first on your list, like Dak and Toby.
Chapman, but not old Chapman, young Chapman.
Young Chapman. Oh shit.
Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
What's the thing called, the mountain that speaks or whatever.
The Living Hive.
That's it.
Which Chronicles character are you?
Yeah, we'll have to have multiple.
Arbron?
Which Helmicron are you?
Male. That should be on the list of which character are you. Male should be one of them.
You could be the Emperor. Okay. All right, let's start taking this quiz.
Yeah, let's not get sidetracked before we even... Listen, you said we'd do that if we do more quizzes if we need to fill time, and we have not even started our quizzes.
Well, maybe this will just be another episode. Okay.
So
we have our first... So we just... I don't know. Should I read them? I don't... Well, now, first there's some intro shit.
Yeah. First, okay, if you were a child of the 90s, you fondly remember Animorphs. And then there's a graphic that says Animorphs, and there's... a kid turning into, I guess, a seagull.
I guess.
You certainly remember these iconic covers dominating your school's book fairs.
Or is that like an eagle or something? I don't think that's a seagull.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the head looks wrong for a standard eagle, but you know what? I'm looking at the talons. It does look hawkish. I don't know what the hell that is. Because the head is the beak is too...
It's like a condor.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe that's David and his golden eagle. I don't know.
Yeah, that must be David. Yeah, that looks like David, that little shit. Anyway, I do remember
Anyway.
these iconic covers.
Yeah, we've got a graphic with a bunch of the covers.
I've read all those books.
You have, yeah, you've gotten past this part. There's some stuff that's not in bold. I don't care about the stuff that's not in bold. I don't have time for that.
What is this shit? Despite the cheesy covers. Fuck off.
Yeah, some of these covers are cool.
Oh my god.
You may even remember Nickelodeon's well-intentioned but painfully low-budget TV adaptation. There's a YouTube video here I'm not going to click on. But most of all, you remember that the books were an epic thrill ride packed with all the action and wish fulfillment our 10-year-old selves could want.
Now, what is this
pretty cool
picture they have here?
It's pretty badass. Axe looks like a fucking monster. What the hell?
This looks like fan art.
Jesus Christ.
There's a link.
It does,
sourced this. Yes, this is some artist named Char. And they have drawn, it's like a lineup. I guess it's kind of supposed to be like a Guardians of the Galaxy. They're like in a police lineup standing next to each other, but it looks also like they're about to kill you.
Yeah, no, it looks like they're doing the walk forward. I mean, it really, because most of them, when they're in their battle morphs animals, it's whatever. But Axe has like blood stains down his chest, and it's like not his blood.
I think that's just a highlight, like a weird
choice. Is that
Visser
3?
No, that's Axe. This is the Yerk database. They're most wanted, it says. The Andalite bandits. The one who's always an Andalite, the other 5 who never are for some reason.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So which of these beloved characters from your childhood? Let's read in unison.
Does your adult self most resemble today? Time to sweep the dust off of memory lane and find out.
Okay, now hold on. Time to sweep the dust off of memory lane. That's who wrote this? Someone who writes the fucking quotes for Animorph's inside covers? You don't. First of all, no one says sweep the dust off. You dust off things. You don't sweep the dust off.
I think you sweep the dust off. I think you never sweep the dust off of.
Well, you certainly don't sweep anything off of memory lane. You visit memory lane.
Yeah. Yes.
You take a trip down memory lane. No, if you swept, the dust is on memory lane. That's what you want. That's the memories.
I'm the street sweeper who works memory lane. I'm here every day.
Time to sweep the dust off of memory lane. I hate that. That's horrible.
You're the one who linked BuzzFeed.
Who wrote this? Who's the fuck? Who's this attributed to? Josh Dove. Josh Dove, BuzzFeed contributor. I clicked on his profile. One of the more recent things he's written is time to play Smash, Marry, Trash with the cartoon characters of your childhood. And the picture shows
Smash, Marry, Trash.
SpongeBob and Aku. Smash, Marry, Trash. This guy has got a lot of nerve.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Okay.
This is
all right. Let's get into these questions.
Oh, okay. I had to click on that Smash, Marry, Trash to see if the SpongeBob and the Aku are different questions. He didn't put them in the same.
Well, that's misleading.
It wasn't like, do you? Yeah, it is misleading. I was all like, I'm kind of into this quiz. If I get to decide which one of these two do I get to fuck.
That honestly is a hard choice. Because immediately I'm thinking Aku is going to be a little more, fun. But then you think about SpongeBob is made of holes.
I just want Aku.
Yeah.
It's made of holes. I mean, how can you decide between fuck or marry on Aku?
Yeah, I'd have to marry him.
I want it all.
I don't know. I just want to be subjugated by him. Aku's from Samurai Jack for all the Zoomers out there, like Tim Zoomer, who don't know.
Yeah. Tim Zoomer isn't even listening anymore.
I know.
He knows all about Aku because he's played him in Fortnite.
That's right. He loves the Aku meme where Aku is in a toilet. All right. There are a lot of choices on these. Okay.
Because there's one for each one of these characters.
Oh my god! See
So
the smart way to do these, and again, even if you have more characters, is like say you have 8 character possibilities, but you have more. You have like 50 questions. That's too many, but I don't know. Each one only has like 5 options, but they're not always aligned to every character.
yeah.
This is just straight up click the character you want. This sucks.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I think if you were really, I don't know how you do it behind the scenes, but how I would want to do it is that each question has weights toward all characters to some degree. And then, like, you make sure that the total weight of all the questions or all the answers is equal. So, you know, you're not, but that way, like, all the questions kind of push you everywhere and you're not really sure where you're going.
Some quizzes will do that and they'll tell you like a percentage or like a runner-up. Okay. So like you said, we're just going to try to answer these honestly in spite of how obvious they are.
Yeah.
Are we going to even read all there's 8 for each one. I don't really feel like reading those out loud.
I'll read them.
All right, go ahead.
Nah, we probably shouldn't. We probably shouldn't because this episode's already long and fucking enough as it. We're almost half an hour in. We haven't even started the first
There's
quiz.
only like 8 questions on the quiz, so once we start reading it, the episode's kind of over.
All right. Well, John, where can you be found on a typical weekday evening? There's basketball court, the mall, cleaning a pet's litter box, playing video games, exploring the woods, the nearest Cinnabon, executing a disloyal subordinate, or lurking within the fabric of space-time. I don't know if you can figure out what these might be.
Yeah, I think Cassie does spend a lot of time just executing disloyal subordinates. That could be anyone. Oh
I mean,
at least mix them up. They're literally in the order they were listed at the top.
They are. You're right.
Jesus.
They might always be in that order. I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to lie. I might be lurking within the fabric of space-time because, like, you can't tell me I'm not in the fabric of space-time. So as long as I'm lurking, that's kind of me.
You are. I mean, lurking does describe you pretty well. I mean, I guess I have to say playing video games. You could say, oh, cleaning a pet's litter box. I do have cats, but I'm not usually doing that shit.
Yeah, on a typical weekday evening, that's your plan?
Right. So it's between those two, though. I'm not doing any of these other ones.
Yeah, like, because I mean, it wouldn't be crazy to say, like, well, obviously you're supposed to be broader. You're not going to take all evening cleaning your pet's litter box every evening.
Right.
But, like, maybe that means, like, caring for your pet, playing with your pet, and you do like to bother your cats.
Yeah, but video games is
games.
pretty more likely, I think.
That's reasonable.
All right. And you're saying
you want to do the next one?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I'm doing lurking.
Sure. We'll switch off. How's fun is that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fun.
Which of these would most likely top your bucket list? Landing a stable job with benefits, winning an Olympic gold medal, finding unconditional love, dating a supermodel, winning a Nobel Peace Prize, avenging the murder of your brother, enslaving the galaxy, or understanding the meaning of life. I don't know about that last one.
Do you remember right at the beginning of this episode when like 10 minutes into this, 15, 20 minutes into this episode, when I said one of the questions might be, what if your mom is dead?
Yeah.
I'm looking at avenging the murder of your brother right now here.
Yeah. Hard to relate to that one for most people. Top of my bucket. I mean, this quiz sucks. Top of my bucket list. Let's see. I don't
think the top of Cassie's bucket list is winning a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, that makes her sound a little more like she's in it for the glory. But maybe if she gets the Peace Prize, that means she's done something very meaningful. Right?
Yeah. I don't know. Cassie seems like the type to win a Peace Prize and then just like not show up to claim it.
I don't know that any of these really apply to me. I guess
bucket list.
Finding unconditional love. That's
like the most normal one other than the job.
Yeah.
This is the problem, is that we are millennials. If we were like boomers, we'd be like, oh yeah, I want to do something cool and crazy. But as millennials, we're just kind of like, it'd be nice to have a job and a house and a relationship
Yeah, this is
and not, die alone on the street.
this is not what a bucket list is. Can I just point out?
Yeah.
Like, bucket list
You're right.
is supposed to be like, oh, I want to go skydiving and I want to visit the Grand Canyon or whatever. It's not like just a normal like a goal you want to achieve. That's actually important. It's supposed to be shit that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. The only one of these that really works for that is dating a supermodel. Like, everything else is like a goal. That's just like, it'd be cool if I dated a supermodel for a month or so, right?
That's also, supermodel is that's very 90s. No one gives a shit about supermodels.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right on that point.
I guess I will pick unconditional. I mean, part of me is like, I don't know. Do I really want to understand the meaning of life? I don't know. Not really.
Yeah, I could put understanding the problem is that, like, I don't think that the meaning of life is a meaningful phrase.
Yeah.
So I look at that and I'm like, that's just random bullshit. I don't give a shit about that. Understanding something meaningful could be pretty high on my list.
Enslaving the galaxy. That's what I would have said if I was 12.
That's true.
Maybe I should just pick a stable job. What are you going with?
I'm going to go with the unconditional love, but I could have done meaning of life. Then I would have doubled up on elements. See, this is the problem, is I already know what I'm picking.
And I'm also trying to not be like, game it too much. I'll go with a stable job, I guess, just so we're different.
Oh boy. Are we like, okay.
Whatever. It's fine.
Whatever.
Next question. Okay. This one's easier.
You most value stability, dominance, freedom, cunning, compassion, honor, power, or equilibrium.
Huh. What do I most value? Maybe, cunning. Cunning. I don't know. Not intelligence. Cunning. Power, honor, stability. Once again, second choice in a row with the word some form of stable in the choice. I might go freedom or cunning, I'm kind of thinking.
Kind of strange seeing dominance for Rachel and power for Visser 3.
I'm trying.
I almost feel like those should be swapped.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop doing that. Yeah.
I'm trying not to focus on that.
Okay.
But yeah, when I did see dominance, I did think, oh, they're switching it up, but I realized they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you're a freedom.
Freedom is pretty high. I also
Honor's
would put
not
compassion
bad.
Pretty high on here. If I can draw a line between compassion and niceness. I don't value being nice, but I do value compassion. I don't think those are the same thing.
Interesting.
Fuck honor.
Is honor like loyalty, would you say, or is that different? I don't know what's my honor? Like integrity, I guess. I don't really know how to define that, like, in my actions in life.
I don't know, man. Do you need to regain your honor at your father's side after he scarred your face?
Now that you mention it, put it that way, suppose I do. Cunning just sounds too much like a dick, but I guess that's what I am. Freedom. Remember Braveheart? I know how he'd answer this question.
That's true.
And I know.
I mean, I do think of you as kind of a linguist with all those songs you've written.
All right, I'm gonna go with cunning. I don't know if it's what I most value, but I don't like looking stupid, which I know is shocking because I so often do.
Yeah, it is either freedom or compassion for sure.
This is
100%.
Here's an anecdote.
Maybe I'll do freedom.
I think that's a good pick for you.
What's your anecdote?
So, okay. One time I was talking with my friend about there's board games. I like to play board games.
I do
You
know
know
about
that,
that,
right?
yes.
Okay.
I know that.
And we're talking about how certain games that we find to be stressful to play. And the one that my friend said was The Resistance, or any of those games like Mafia or Werewolf where you have to lie to people. They don't like playing it because they get stressed out and about like the lying of it and like betraying people and stuff like that. And the one I thought was really stressful is a game called Hanabi, which is a cooperative card game where you're not allowed to talk and you're all working together and you have to put cards down kind of in the right order. And if you mess up, then you lose. And I was like, that one's stressful to me because like if you make the wrong move, everyone at the table is like, "Oh, why'd you play that card, you idiot?" And I was like, kind of realized the distinction is that like his stress was being a bad friend or being disloyal or lying, and mine was just looking dumb. It was like that was to me was the most stressful thing was everyone's gonna think I'm an idiot if I play the wrong card, but I'm fine lying and cheating. So I don't know. I thought that was an interesting little. When we had that discussion, I thought, "Oh, this is a fascinating window into our souls right now."
You could make a BuzzFeed quiz about
Which
it.
is where do you land on that equation? Do you think?
Generally speaking, I mean, you know how I get about games where I like to really overanalyze them and stuff. I
Yes.
generally prefer cooperative stuff to competitive stuff for things that I'm not very familiar with. My favorite things to do are competitive. It's kind of like if I haven't played something like a million times, I don't really want to be doing something I'd rather like all be in it together, where it's like we're all going to fail or succeed together. If I screw up, other people can sort of maybe pick it back up. If they screw up, maybe I can figure out something. I don't necessarily feel too bad about my mistakes there because it feels like, you're in this cooperative situation where we're all, everybody's kind of gotta deal with each other, even if you're not great at it, and it's fine. Whereas in a competitive thing, in a thing where I might be, the not necessarily the resistance guy. It could be like just on the table, like right, like there's three people, they're all looking to win.
Yeah.
I always kind of feel like I am much more pressured to do well. I'm much more pressured to say like my decisions are calculated, they make sense. I've like assessed, what is the best play and done it properly because, I don't have it's not a we're all in this together. If I screw up, it's on me and I'm screwed.
I get that.
I don't know. But I like that a lot when I actually feel confident that I can make good plays, even if those plays don't end up working out and I get beaten. The problem is when I don't feel confident that what I'm doing is good.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like a slightly different axis from what you're talking about for sure.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess mine is more about like I'm afraid to let down the group. Whereas if it's just me that loses, then it's like, well, that's just on me. It doesn't affect anyone else.
Yeah, see, because that's not that much of a thing. I'm not afraid to let down the group. I'm like,
I know.
I go in there and I'm just like, listen, man, I fully expect to be able to fuck up and you guys will just deal with it. And, the exchange on that is that I'm doing my best to fix it if someone else fucks up. I'm not going to be pissed at them. I'm going to that makes it more interesting. I got to get out of this now. So I don't mind that.
I wish these questions were on the quiz.
Yeah,
that's why this podcast is good
sure.
because it forces. Like I'm like, well, I have to come here and put this out every week because someone else is a part of it. Whereas the shit that I'm doing by myself, that'll sit in the trash bin for years because I'm like, oh, whatever, fucking, it's just me. I don't respect myself.
Sure, I would have quit this podcast like 10 times by now, easily, if I didn't have to deal with the fact that you're here.
Yeah, thank you, patrons, for supporting us. Now, the next question: your biggest enemy is self-doubt, your dark impulses, loneliness, your conscience, your hypocrisy, shame, blind ambition, or a Lovecraftian demigod that wants to cleanse the universe of all life.
It's a good thing we already did book
I
26,
guess,
or else that would be a
I
spoiler.
guess it is. Or I wouldn't even know what the fuck that. I just thought they're making that up. Some of this maybe ties into what we just talked about. Self-doubt,
Yeah.
shame. What are my biggest...
How
Self-doubt
do
might
you...
be my answer. My conscience, hypocrisy, shame. Yeah, I think it's self-doubt. I think that's definitely my
Yeah,
biggest enemy.
it's got to be self-doubt or shame, but those two things are very
Mm.
related to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. They feed into each other.
They do.
I'm not really ashamed
Uh,
of it that much.
what about my dark impulses?
That's good too. What about your dark materials?
I do like the balls of saying my biggest enemy is my conscience.
I know
That's pretty
I
good.
know how Bill Cosby would answer this question.
Oh, what would he say?
Well, his biggest enemy is the hypocrisy.
That's right. And now this comes back to what you were saying earlier. If you were 10, you'd have picked the Lovecraftian demigod. That's like a very...
Yeah.
I don't... it's not like...
I wouldn't have... No, actually,
It's...
I probably would have picked dark impulses. I don't know if I wouldn't have known what Lovecraftian meant when I was 10.
I see. You wouldn't have been
Well,
like doodling cute Cthulhu's or something.
no. I mean, you're right. I might have picked it, but yeah. You know. All right, next one. Next.
Well, you know what? I'll do shame if you did self-doubt.
Oh, sure. I thought you were going dark
Let's do it.
impulses.
No. I'm not doing dark impulses. I don't have enough of those. You spent your teenage years trying to live up to an older sibling's reputation, dealing with divorced parents, yearning for a place to call home, making a fool of yourself in front of girls, trying to blend in, trying to carve your own path, plotting your rise to the top, or playing games.
Now, playing games could be interpreted a lot of ways. I feel like I shouldn't. Like, just because I'd be like, oh, I like video games. That doesn't feel like that's the spirit of that option.
I actually do think that's the spirit of that.
Well, well, let's see. What are the other? I mean, we both have divorced parents.
That's true.
So technically, but my parents got divorced when I was 6. I was done dealing with that by the time I was a teenager.
My parents got divorced when I was, 10 or 11 or something, but also, I don't know, it just wasn't that big a deal.
I also do have an older sibling. Yours is younger, right?
Yes, 11 years younger.
That's pretty young. Jesus. All right.
Yes.
But they didn't have a good reputation, so that's not me. I never did that. Maybe, I mean, trying to blend in or trying to carve my own path. I don't even know which one of those was me.
Yeah, those feel like every single teenager's going to be like, oh yeah, it was both of those.
Yeah.
I tried to do both
Yeah.
of those. That was like the biggest thing I wanted, was to do both of those at the same time.
I might say plotting my rise to the top. I was probably, a little shit, like just thinking about how great I was going to be one day.
I feel like for me, it's either playing games or maybe trying to carve my own path. I don't know.
Yeah. I would go with one of those. I'm going to say plotting my rise to the top.
I'll do carve path. Why not?
I mean, what does the quiz say? I don't even think there's enough questions for, like, you could just answer a different character for all of them.
Yeah, what happens if there's only 8 questions?
I don't think there's more than 10. It's not that long. All right, next. Your favorite food is something hearty and all-American, something raw, something still alive, any kind of junk food, something vegan, cinnamon buns, cigarette butts, and the refreshing beverage called vinegar, the flesh of your enemies, or food is meaningless and unnecessary to you.
I mean, my favorite food is any kind of junk food, but the true answer to this question for me is obviously food is meaningless and unnecessary.
That is the answer for you.
That is me.
Yes.
I'm the guy who sometimes is like, I'm really hungry. What the fuck? Oh, I didn't eat for 36 hours. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're a loser. You have an eating disorder. Not that people with eating disorders are losers. Those are two unrelated things. I mean, for me, it's junk food, or honestly something hearty and all-American. I mean, I do love a good
Yeah.
burger or fried chicken or something. I think that is the answer
Yeah.
for me.
Kind of a diner boy too.
Yeah, for sure. Like a good omelet, a good breakfast, or
Mm-hmm.
egg
That
sandwich.
feels like you.
Yeah, I think that's me. Have we gotten to vinegar yet? I don't recall Axe talking about vinegar.
He might have. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Next.
A mugger corners you in an alley and demands your wallet. What do? Try to reason with him. Beat him up. He's a bad guy. He deserves it. Run. You know from experience that flight is better than fight. Trick him with a clever distraction. Just give him your cash. He clearly needs it more than you do. What is a mugger? Such a unique human word. Mugger. Mugger. The mouth sounds are just delightful. Laugh as you devour him, and alter the past so that he was never born.
Oh my god. I mean, look, the real answer, I'd love to say trick him with a clever distraction, but I just give him the money. Not because he needs it more than I do. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The motivation is different, but maybe I'd run.
Yeah, it's either run or give him the money. But I mean, that's the thing is I would give him the money, and
he probably
also,
does need it more than I do.
I mean, I do give homeless people money.
Yeah, which is sort of like, I don't know. It's like I'm trying to think of an insult for you, and I couldn't. Yeah, try to reason with them. I mean, that I don't know. That feels. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna say just give him my cash.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or run.
I wouldn't run. I'd be too scared to run. I'd be like, he's gonna catch me. He corners you in an alley. How are you going to... I'm assuming he has a knife or something, although it doesn't say.
I mean, you're right. You are cornered in an alley. You're not like... You don't have like a good... where it's like, oh, if I can just like hop that fence better than him because he's kind of old and out of shape, that I can get into the park. Like, you're in an alley.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So you're picking run or cash?
I'm going to pick the cash, yeah.
All right. And finally, time for battle. Pick your morph. Tiger, bear, hawk, gorilla, wolf. Your natural body is already a weapon. Antarian bog. Or unnecessary, nothing can harm you. Let's assume for the sake of this scenario, we get morphing powers. And let's just say, what would you pick if these are your choices? Obviously, we're not picking our natural body.
It's hard to pass up Antarian bog.
It does seem like that's the smartest choice.
Like, who wouldn't want to be an Antarian bog? Although, I'm kind of into bear.
And I think, like, I would say, oh, hawks can fly, but we're thinking about battle. So I'm not going to think of it from that perspective. I do think I would pick gorilla. I do think I would be, like, ready to, it's familiar. I just clicked, by the way, and it gave me my answer, so.
Yeah, I did too.
All right, so I picked gorilla, you went bear?
Yeah.
So who are you?
I am Tobias.
Wow.
I just scrolled up. I have 2 Tobias answers and 2 Elemist answers, and that's the most for any character.
Well, what does it say about you?
It does. It says, growing up, you were the kid who blended in and was largely forgettable in a crowd. And that's just the way you preferred it. You are quiet, introspective, and soulful, which of course makes you a bit of a bully magnet. You are constantly at war with your inner self, wrestling with questions of identity and self-worth. You yearn more than anything else for a place to truly call home and a loved one to share it with. That's me.
So, I'm Jake.
Sure.
And I think, like you, I have 3 Marcos and 3 Jakes. So they just flipped a coin. But I also think I was a little bit trying, like, I was trying not to just go for Marco because I feel like that's, I don't know. I didn't want to seem like I was pushing for Marco.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, at a certain point there, I had no idea. It felt like I answered a different thing for every person, so I was no clue what I was going to get.
Well, mature beyond my years, my friends typically look to me, you like how I'm changing the perspective? to take charge and be the shot caller, whether I want to be or not. I tend to avoid the spotlight and often feel the weight of the world on my shoulders as I try to solve everyone else's problems. My conscience and empathy often clash with my ruthless willingness to do whatever needs to be done in order to accomplish a goal. This isn't really accurate.
Your conscience and empathy, yeah. That's
So I did have 3 of these quizzes, but we did actually manage to pretty much fill up a full episode with just the one.
We're not an hour in. We could do another
All right.
one. We went over an hour.
All right,
last time.
let's do one of the other 2 and see what it's like. These other 2 are from a website called UQuiz, which looks like this is a more generic, like anyone can go in and kind of make their own quizzes. And I have one here from Nivinus, which Animorph's character are you? And one by Solo Moon, which Animorph are you? So character might expand a little more. Oh, this one says every narrator from the series is included. Oh, so does that mean like Elfangor? And
it might.
I guess Visser 3 and presumably the Elemis too. That one could be spoilery. I don't know.
That one sounds more interesting. Could be spoilery. You never know.
Oh, well, I'll step into this minefield.
Do you want to risk it?
Yeah.
We could risk it.
All right. You also enter your name in this one.
So should I say Will? Probably, right?
Probably, since that's your name. This one has 32 questions.
Jesus Christ.
And they are more... This actually looks like a much better quiz.
Okay, do you have what is your approach to solving a problem?
I do. We're not going to read all the options here out loud.
Yeah, we'll just say what we did.
Let's just get through this. Yeah, so the first one is, what is your approach to solving a problem? Again, you could take this along with us. We'll put a link. I'm just going to try to read through these quickly and come up with an answer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the research every angle so that you have a full understanding before you even try to solve it.
God, that probably is my answer too, to be honest. I don't really... Like, I'm not asking my friends. I don't think I might go with my gut, but I'm like, if I'm buying something on Amazon, I'm going to research it for 4 days. So I think I'm going with that too. All right, next question. You made a mistake and you know you let your friends down. How important is it to you that you personally apologize and make it up to them? Well, we touched on some of this here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say talking. Well,
there's 2 that are there's 2 that are we would not apologize, and I get the feeling we're both doing that.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I feel like I should. I probably wouldn't. I guess I'm gonna say. I feel like I'm just saying what you would say, but I guess I'll say talking it out makes things worse. Better to quietly try and earn back their trust. That's me being more honest about what I maybe would do than what I think is the right answer.
I mean, yes, I 100% wouldn't.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
I'll go with the same thing that you said there.
Okay, so far we're on the same page here. Yeah. All right.
Fighting the Yeerks has caused one of the other Animorphs to fall behind on their homework. They know you've already finished it all, and we're hoping you might help them, or maybe do it for them. What do you say?
Interesting. Well, this makes it sound like we're all Animorphs, but
that's true.
They're hoping you might help them. Yeah, of course. Well, again, huh? Yeah, by the way, there's only 4 choices on these, so they're kind of using the method that we were talking about that I prefer. I'm going to say, I guess I'm going to say let's work on this together. I'm going
to say that I'll look at it, but I'm not going to do it for you. Probably because, like, I would like to be all like, oh yeah, I would definitely work on it. But the problem is that's like a mood thing, and I would only sometimes do that. I feel like I'd be a lot more likely to be like, I don't wanna. So I'm going to I'll look at it, but I'm not going to do it.
In this scenario, it's because you were fighting Yeerks. So it's like, well, you have a pretty valid excuse. I'm not going to be a dick because, like, it's not like...
I guess that's true.
Yeah, like, it's one thing if they're just help me with my home or do it for me, but it's like, you know.
It does say, or maybe do it for them. So it seems like maybe they're trying to...
Yeah, I think this is a Cassie to Marco situation, it sounds like to me. Maybe even Cassie to Jake. I don't know. All right. Question 4. Would you ever voluntarily choose to morph into another person or animal permanently? No. No, I'm not. I would
Yeah.
not do that ever.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that shit.
Not gonna even entertain that one.
No, no, no.
Oh,
Whoa, who is the cooler hero? Jean-Luc Picard, Matilda Wormwood, Ellen Ripley, or the Terminator?
So I had to. It took me a second to remember Matilda Wormwood. Okay, that's Matilda from Matilda.
That is Matilda. Okay, I was like, I don't know of any other Matildas.
Yeah,
but...
they don't really like. I guess her aunt and uncle, right? They adopted her.
That's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really call her a wormwood, but I guess she is.
Who's Ellen Ripley?
Ellen Ripley is Alien. That's Sigourney Weaver.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. The Terminator. I mean, I guess he's a hero in the second one.
Yeah, in T2.
This is a weird choice. Selection of options here. I mean, okay, this is the first time where I go, I know who Matilda's for.
Yeah.
Ellen Ripley is the coolest hero, for sure.
I kind of want to do Terminator.
Go for it. All right.
I feel you on that, though.
Yeah. Let's be honest. How well do you handle being criticized? I guess I quietly bristle and might sulk for a while.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm going to go with the it's uncomfortable, but it's usually coming from a good place, so I try to listen.
Okay.
I don't know if that's honest. I might more quietly bristle.
Yeah.
If it's good criticism, I do try to listen. I will say that. And if I think the criticism is good, I'll try to accept it. But I am also more than happy to bristle if it doesn't sound good enough to me.
Fair enough. All right, next.
Teams getting ready to attack a local Yerk pool. What part do you take in preparations?
What? Okay.
Strategizing, reconnaissance, support, or training?
Huh. Strategize. It's not training. Maybe it's one of the first three for me. I don't know that I feel like I could go with any of them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit reconnaissance, but like honestly, I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
I'll say support. Yeah,
sure.
Get food, like prep everything. I could do that. I might say strategizing is like my number 2, but I'm probably not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
How screwed do you think humanity is? There's 4 options from totally screwed to we're gonna make it.
Are you gonna say totally screwed?
It's either that or we've got our work cut out for us. That's for sure. I'll be a little optimistic. We've got our work cut out for us. That's for sure.
I mean, it depends on how in the long run we're talking here. If you mean in the next 100 years, I'm going completely and totally screwed.
And also, well, totally screwed, like we're wiped out or we're just like, it's...
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of what I mean. Go like 1,000 years, maybe not. But 100 years, yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly optimistic.
Yeah, I have a little more hope. It hasn't been fully beaten out of me yet.
Okay. Do you enjoy watching your enemies suffer?
Yes, they deserve it. Yeah.
It depends on which enemies.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like my enemy. I'm thinking about like Henry Kissinger, my famous enemy.
Yeah, there's like lines on it, right? Where if I there's people who are my enemies who aren't necessarily culpable for like evil, right? Like if you were to just say like, oh, standard, I don't fucking know. Who is my actual personal enemy?
That's the question.
Maybe I'm gonna go with a small part of me.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a line you can cross, like Henry Kissinger, where I'm just like, yeah, but that's not a person anymore. I'm happy to dehumanize you at this point.
By the way, the top of this website is showing other quizzes that are currently trending.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are really funny. One of them was, if you were crossing the street, would I run you over? Another one was,
what's your toxic trait, but I'm brutally honest?
They keep coming. They're all funny. There was, if you were at my school, would you get bullied? Okay. Next, this quiz. How's your luck when it comes to dating?
I feel like it might be terrible for both of us.
Yeah. I'll say terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Next. Okay, now
What
here we
animal
go.
speaks to you more?
I'm gonna stick
Horse, hawk, gorilla, or bear.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with gorilla. I'm just gonna stick with that, and you can stick with bear. I think
It's either bear or hawk.
Hawk-
I probably am gonna go with bear.
Yeah, hawk is also tempting for me but nah, more
Hawk is
gorilla.
cool, man.
I'm not down for eating voles and shit. Give me a banana.
Yeah, bears do rule.
Sure.
Do you dwell on your mistakes or try to move on and forget them?
Oh, they're never far from my mind for me.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well, yeah.
Homecoming is next week. Do you have trouble finding a date? Okay, now they're just rubbing it
This is
in.
the same question as they had before.
Yeah, well, now we're back in high school.
I'm more worried too many people will ask me.
I'm not going. That is the real answer. I would absolutely not go.
Actually, yeah. You know what? I'm looking at this. I'm not going is 100% correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not go to homecoming or any of that shit.
I never avoided all of those things.
Yeah, fuck that.
Losers. Okay.
We're just too cool. We're respected loners.
That's what it is.
Another kid has found out the Animorph secret. They want to join the team, but you don't know them too well. What's your vote?
Well, I mean, I know how this goes. No, I mean, let's give them a shot. Like, I think you gotta. Well, if they find out your secret, what else are you gonna do? Kill them? You kind of have to give them a shot.
Yeah, I'm going with no.
Okay.
I don't know what you need to do about this, but like you might have to make some hard choices because you don't even know this person.
All right. How much do you trust your family? Is the next question. Do you absolutely trust them? Kind of trust them, or are they scumbags?
I mean,
I might say I believe they're good people, but that doesn't mean I think they're always right.
yeah, I'm gonna go with that one as well.
Yeah.
My answer is that I'm distant from my family in weird ways, but it's not even because they're toxic. It's more of my problem.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
we're the toxic ones.
Right. That's why we made the podcast together.
I'd love to say they're scumbags, but I don't know. Some of them are, but all right. I don't know. Whatever. Which kind of morph do you prefer? Big and flashy or quiet and discreet? Nah, give me something. Ooh, actually, I do like a stealth run, so I might say I like it best when they don't even know I'm there, like when I'm a mosquito.
Yeah. I would have a lot of mosquito morphs. I would get bug morphs.
Yeah, because I'm a little scaredy cat. I want them to never know I'm there.
But would you really morph bugs? I feel like you'd be like, I don't want a bug.
No.
I'd be like all over my house centipedes.
Ugh.
I love them.
I mean, you're right, but what's the there's got to be something small I could be that, like maybe a hummingbird. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I would have to adjust. Okay, next.
All right.
We're halfway through now, folks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This one's not as good as the BuzzFeed because it's too serious. I sometimes wish you'd been born someone else. I don't like any of these answers.
Do I sometimes wish I'd been born someone else? No.
Because a lot of the time, yeah, my life sucks too. Why would I want to be someone besides me? I'm awesome.
I'm going to say everyone gets envious from time to time, but I have it better than most people. I'm aware of my privilege.
That's, I guess, true. Because I would look at this and be like, I don't think that I'm awesome or my life is great. But like, here's the other thing. I wouldn't.
Yeah, sure.
Like, no way.
Right. We're too attached to ourselves.
I'll do what you said. That sounds fair.
Okay, sometimes being an Animorph means impersonating others. How good are you at acting like you belong somewhere you don't? Interesting. I don't even know. I would say so long as no one. What is the last one supposed to be? Oh, that's the one where you're bad.
Why are you asking? I'm human.
You sound like the G-Man from Half-Life.
I'm as long as no one actually tries talking to me, I am actually pretty fine. I'm pretty good at just kind of walking around places and not being noticed.
I think that's right. I might even be able to talk a little bit. I might say I might make a few mistakes, but nothing conspicuous. Just to go a little further.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Now, if I made a few of those mistakes.
Yeah. How forgiving are you of others' mistakes?
How forgiving am I of others' mistakes? I'm usually pretty forgiving unless they really messed up.
Yeah, I mean, define really messed up, because I
they
feel like I'm pretty forgiving, honestly.
Ate my brother.
I'll give you shit about it. Like, as remember last quiz, I said I draw a line between compassion and being nice. Like, I'm not going to be nice to you if you made a mistake, but I will forgive you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling that answer. Okay. How willing are you to kill another sentient being? Okay. I think since this is being publicly recorded, we probably should both answer not at all.
Yes, quote, not at all, unquote. It depends on the sentient being. If you handed me a loaded gun and a random congressperson, you didn't tell me which congressperson it was and said I could pull the trigger and there'd be no consequences, I'd do it.
Jesus.
And I wouldn't feel bad.
Jesus Christ. It's a good thing this is behind the paywall. Okay, next. So you're going to say I'm a soldier, I kill people? It's just how it is?
Depends on the people.
Oh, Jesus.
As you're retreating from a battle, one of your friends is shot by a Dracon beam and captured by the Yeerks. Do you go back for them?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could say I try to get the others to help me, but
I'd still go back, yeah.
That doesn't even seem like that feels like them trying to come up with a third option. They're kind of the same. Yeah, go back. Your friend says they don't want to fight the Yeerks anymore. The risk to their loved ones is just too great. How do you respond? Tell them to fuck themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, most of these are that.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to try to have a talk with them. I think scolding them or giving them a preachy speech isn't going to help. But I'm not about to be like, oh yeah, it's okay. Be like, no, come over here and let's talk about
I guess
this.
I'll say I give them a speech.
Okay.
Even though my first answer was fuck you.
Do you have a big brother/sister instinct?
Well, as a big brother, do you?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so, really, no. I keep too much to myself is my answer.
These are good. I wonder if... See, the real good thing about these kinds of questions isn't the actual answer. It's the discussion around, why you answered it. I feel like a psychologist could go in here and maybe diagnose us off of this.
Yeah, for sure. That's the point of these. Okay, now here's a good one. Which superhero would you rather be? Mystique, Batman, Spider-Man, hyphen included, or Wonder Woman? Well, Mystique, basically, you're an Animorph. I'm going to say, whose powers would you rather have? It's weird if I just wake up in Wonder Woman's body one day. I don't know. Well, I guess...
Yeah, what would you do if you woke up in Wonder Woman's body?
I guess if you're Batman, you kind of have to be him, because that is his power.
Yeah. I'm going with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? This week I fantasized about being Spider-Man. That's not...
Yeah, it's cool to be Spider-Man.
That's obviously the answer. Okay. Next. We're almost home.
How comfortable are you about lying to your friends about why you keep missing parties and field trips? That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't... I guess... No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me. That's a stupid thing to care about.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that thing that is in my Discord on my phone. That sticker of that sloth who's on the phone. He's like, "Nah, I'm busy," and he's eating pizza.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Nobody knows what this is, but that's me, right? I'm more than happy to be like, can't make it. Too busy.
Okay, that was another good one here. Which 90s TV character do you identify more with? Fox Mulder,
Whoa.
Xena, Willow Rosenberg, or Bart? It's got to be Fox Mulder for me.
It's definitely the problem.
I do like to be
I
a
don't.
little. I'd like to think of myself as a little Bart Simpson, but I'm not really. That maybe is
Yeah.
you. I think you're a Bart.
I feel like I feel like all of these are just like there's an obvious answer from the same series that I would be more like. None of these are really that high. If you were a Fox, I'd be a Scully for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Willow is just kind of like a geek.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not the right kind of geek. I feel that.
She also changes a lot by the later seasons, so that's
Yeah, which Willow is this?
right. I'm saying they're saying 90s, so I think we're sticking to like the first few seasons.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I'll try Bart. Why not? I don't fucking know.
Sure. I don't know if Fox Mulder's really who I identify with or who I just want to be, but that's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Oh,
when it comes to your temperament, what animal describes you best?
This is good. We have crocodile, Wolverine, dog, or capybara. I mean, you have to choose dog, don't you?
I do. I do have to choose dog. I am dog times McGee.
I guess I'm a capybara. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Wolverine.
Without a mean bone in your body.
Listen, I'm big and adorable.
Sometimes you're kind of mean.
I don't think so.
It's just you can be mean sometimes.
Well, I don't see it that way. Fine, I guess I'm a fucking Wolverine, all right? You made me a Wolverine, fuck you. Were you a popular kid in school? Okay, I think we're both answering no. Well, I didn't. Nobody
depends
bullied
on
me.
what.
I have to pick the first choice, even though it says that it implies I was being bullied and shoved into a toilet. That didn't happen, but none of these other answers apply to me. I was not cool at all.
I like as if I was too cool to be popular. That's the respected loner answer.
Yeah.
That's the true respected loner answer. I'm going to go with I wasn't. It depends on when you talk to me in school. Like if you are going like...
Let's say Animorph
elementary
stage.
school
Let's say middle
into sixth
school.
grade. Yeah. Like late middle school was kind of transitionary, but by the time I'm in high school, it was just like, yeah, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not unpopular. Everyone's chill. At late middle school, I had a whole arc where, because like up to like sixth grade, I had people bullying me, and in like seventh grade, I started like actively just bullying the same people who bullied me back. Like I would walk past anyone who like I would go past my bullies, I'd walk past them in the hallway, and I would just like slam their books out of their hand and keep going.
What the fuck?
I like challenged people to fights right outside the principal's office because I knew they would back down if I did it. I was doing all kinds of shit in like 7th and 8th grade, and then in high school everything was chill and it was fine. It all stopped.
What is wrong with you, man? My God, you have some fucking issues.
It was good.
You're
I
unstable.
mean that's how it works though. It's about displaying dominance. It's not about
Jesus
you know what
Christ.
I mean. So you just display dominance and then that's that.
That was wrong. You're fucking Rachel.
Well, look, once I get to listen, this is like again, 7th and 8th grade is when everyone's a psychopath. Okay, that was my experience, and then you hit 9th grade and everything's chill and it's cool and whatever. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, that's how it works for all of us. Just the way of life.
Are you telling me that 8th grade was not the year in which everyone was a monster?
I mean, I did get kicked out of school.
Yeah, that never happened to me.
And the listeners are going, is that real? Is that true? That's a joke? Is it? Maybe. Maybe it's not. Next question.
Yeah. Let's get real. Are you a weirdo?
So the first choice is licking Cinnabon trays while shirtless. Weirdo? Weirdo. I gotta say, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of a nerd. If I were 12, I would have picked the Cinnabon trays, but I'm not that weird anymore.
Yeah, I think of myself as the, like, I'm kind of a nerd, but every once in a while I'll do something and you'll be like, oh, that's like licking Cinnabon trays while
Yeah.
shirtless. And you'll be like, the fuck is wrong with you? And I'll be like, this is normal behavior that everyone does.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure
No.
you're the one who's just,
No.
like, too tightly wound
You
and
should pick the
neurotic
first
about
one.
my behaviors.
No. You are a
But
freak.
I do understand.
You are a freak, and you should pick that first one, but you do you. Hey, if you weren't fighting
I'll
the
pick it.
Yeerks,
I'm picking it.
what would you like to be doing? Fighting for justice?
Oh,
No.
I don't have a lot of ambitions. That's me.
I,
There you go.
Honestly, that's... Yeah, I mean, I'm not fighting the Yeerks, and that is what I'm doing. So yeah, just living my life. I don't have a lot of ambitions.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
No ambitions over here. Whoa, choose a 90s music band.
All right.
Holy
Nine Inch
shit.
Nails, Spice Girls, Smash Mouth, or Hanson. Now, it just says choose one, but I feel like I should pick one who I liked in the 90s, you know?
Or one you like now, or one you identify with.
Honestly, I'm going Spice Girls.
I hit Smash Mouth.
I could tell you more about the discography of the Spice Girls than any of these other bands. So I feel like I gotta pick it.
Yeah, that sounds like you. There are more Smash Mouth songs that I like than just All Star, and that's got to put me in the top 0.01% of Smash Mouth fans.
Well, there's I'm a Believer cover.
Mm-hmm. Walking on the Sun is a banger.
Of course. I can't get enough of you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh yeah, so we're both Smash Mouth heads as far as that. As far as the average person, since I'm pretty sure everyone only knows All Star.
They do actually on the Night of the Grinch soundtrack. They have a good Christmas song on there. I have a friend.
This is the Grinch that I threw up during.
Yeah,
right?
the Grinch, Jim.
Okay.
Not How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinch.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay, so that's fine. But I love Spice World. I'm kind of a Spice head. Last question. Final question. Just how cool is it being an Animorph? I mean, I think being able to change into any animal you want, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I might do the minus the alien invasion and everything, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
Come
I'm
on.
into the alien invasion. All right. Now, this quiz seems like it should be a little more accurate, maybe, to our real personalities. So let's see our final results.
I wonder if you're going to guess
Holy
who I am.
shit at my result.
Did you get the same result I did, I wonder?
It's possible.
Did you get a little bit of information that you didn't have before about a certain character?
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't think so. I'm not reading I haven't read my description.
I'm not reading the description either. I'm just looking at the name.
No, I didn't get any info about anyone.
Oh, who are you?
You're not gonna believe it.
Are you Dak?
Yeah, I'm Dak-a-me.
Nice. Yo.
I'm fucking
That rules.
Dak-a-me.
You're so cool. Holy shit.
It
We're going with this. This is the quiz.
says, I am living proof that intelligence doesn't imply a lack of empathy. A deep thinker. I put my considerable cunning to work helping others. Left to my own devices, I'd be perhaps the kindest, gentlest creature in the world. Unfortunately, the world is not itself kind, and I've been forced to make some hard decisions that continue to haunt me. Yes, it's not my fault that I'm a dick.
God damn, I'm jealous now. I wish I was Dak.
Yeah. Well, who are you?
God damn, you rule.
Now
I am the Elemist.
Oh, interesting.
And then in parentheses after the Elemist it says Tumen.
Wow. Chandler would hate that you just revealed that to me.
Now, the Elemist Tumen. And then it says, you're a planner. What's more, you plan for the long game, knowing that winning the battle can often be a prelude to losing the war. This often gives people the impression that you're cold and unfeeling, but the truth couldn't be more different. You care so intensely that you're willing to suffer a little pain for the greater good. That's me. That describes me perfectly.
Okay.
I'm basically a martyr.
All right. As long as you'll give me Dak and me, I'll let you have that.
Yeah, I'm basically the second coming of Jesus Christ, and I intend to start a cult.
We already did, kind of. I thought that you got an Animorph and it like told you their last name, maybe was what you were implying. But
there's only one last name that you
it actually
get.
It shows you how your results compare to others. Oh, does that mean that?
Oh yeah, and it shows or like how many people got the other ones, I think.
I see.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Or is this like what percentage you? No, it says compared to others. Yeah, I think this is most. It looks like 25% of people got Elfangor. Parentheses Alan Fangor.
Alan Fangor.
Also, not that. Wait, where even Dakami's? Oh, they just don't show Dakami on. Oh no, he's 7%.
Oh no,
I see 7%.
Yeah, I see Dakami here.
Pretty low. I'm pretty special.
You are pretty special. I'm all the way up at 12%.
Interesting. Very few Rachels. No one wants to admit that they're a monster. And very few Marcos, which is, I think maybe that's a flaw of the quiz. I feel like there should be more Marcos.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I guess
hard to say.
I guess the bottom, they're only within a few percent of each other, so not really that different. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was weird. So it's ready to take the third one now?
Jesus Christ.
No.
I could, but I don't know that it's worth it after this. This was good. This is a good one to end on.
This is a good one to end on. I will say the other one only has 10 questions, and it looks...
Mr. Hami over there, yeah.
I just checked it out. The first question is, what are your feelings on cinnamon buns? I think we picked the right
Yeah, I
quiz.
think so too.
All right.
Ooh, I just got a trending quiz. Y'all, I need help. Quiz intro. I need answers.
Oh, the other one has cursing in it. How did the Chi impersonating you fuck up by doing something you never would? Okay, I'm not taking this quiz. All right. I hope you're happy, patrons, with all the fucking content we're giving you. Fucking Christ.
I'm taking this y'all, I need help thing now. It's all about like it's like, how should I make a quiz?
Well, I'm gonna be.
Do grammar mistakes and typos bother you? Is one of them here?
We're gonna be on you quiz for the rest of the week.
Follow me on you quiz.
Thanks. If you're a patron, please take the quiz. Post your results in the comments. Let us know what you got, and if you think any of these quizzes are, good, and who you think you really are, and who you think we are, maybe. And tell your friends, tell your loved ones, and next time, I think next Patreon episode we'll do No One Will Save You. That's what I'm thinking.
Now, I don't think you mentioned what this is before. You like hinted at it, but you didn't mention it. What is No One?
It's a movie that is on Hulu. For anyone who wants to watch it in advance, it is on Hulu. All I will say is that it is a science fiction movie, but I think it's a movie that is better if you go into it completely blind.
And it came out this year, is that correct?
Yeah, it just came out a few months ago. Yeah.
Okay, and I have not seen this movie, but this is just something you thought of as like something we should do.
Yes, I won't get into specifics, but I think it very much qualifies for the subject matter of our Patreon, and I think it's a great movie. So I'll just say that right out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. It's just so watch that so that you can know what the hell we're talking about next week.
Yeah, and then stay tuned for Axe turning into a cow.
No, by the time this releases, that should be out.
Yeah,
already.
I know. That was what we said last time. So.
Oh, well, stay tuned for Cassie turning into a yerk.
Right.
Like if that doesn't get you hype, I don't know what does.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I'm pretty hyped. Okay. Bye.